Welcome back to another episode of Mean Girl Pod.
Dun dun dun.
I don't even have the camera right.
She's got the blue. What flavor's that?
I know, isn't this so? This is Fiesta Mango, and it's so pretty. If you like mango, it literally tastes like I'm just drinking mango juice. It's so good.
Not to. We love Monster, but I really saw mango being in an orange can.
Well, it's Fiesta Mango.
Fiesta. Okay, and then they have Rosa. They have a little bit of an Espanol flair going on over there at Monster, which is good.
Yeah, we love it. Also, I think their orange can is orange, and then their other one is peach. So Mango got the blue with the orange font.
That's why they threw Fiesta on there.
Yes. And if you're wondering why we're talking about Monster, it's because this episode is presented by Monster Energy.
That's right. This podcast in general is massive. I had a friend the other day. She was on a road trip, and she sent me a selfie of her with the white Monster can. And she was like, just stopped. Look what's fueling my road trip. And I was like, you go, girl. Carrie.
Wait, cute.
I know. Isn't that so cute?
You should, if she is okay with it, you should send that to me and I'll post it on our story. And if anyone ever drinks Monster, tag us.
Okay, I'll ask her. She's wearing like these sunglasses in it. She's like, those are not mine. I forgot mine. They must be her husband's. They're like those black frame. She needs some Nevin eyewear, but they have the black frame and they're like mirrored. I'll send it to you. I'll ask her if we can post it.
I'm dead. Okay, so where are you this week? Your background looks different.
I'm in Austin still. The difference is we have moved into so we're still house hunting. The ball's kind of in my court. Like there's some charming houses that in a couple years, require some renovations. There's some beautiful new houses. They don't have as much character though. So we're kind of waiting on me to decide. Like Harrison's always like, I can live in anything. And I can't necessarily because I was in interior design for 5 years. So I really I look at these homes and I see the potential in them. Austin has great real estate, but I really I just want to take my time because I don't want to make a sudden, you're moving in and you're bringing a kid home to this house. So it's a really big decision. So anyways, in the interim, Harrison's, one of his business partners, is gone for the summer because it gets so hot in Austin. A lot of people leave for the summer, but we're obviously here because we're house hunting. So they're gone until August. And so we're staying at their house, which has been lovely to have a washer and dryer. They have a pool. So that's where I'm at right now.
What's your vibe when you're looking for your dream home? Would you rather have character, an older house, or a brand new, modern, just built, you're the first person in it?
So I've never bought a house, right? So I'm struggling because I'm drawn to both. All I love old, if they're not old, they're charming with beautiful woodwork and they've got wallpaper and the crown molding is, I love that. But I also love the new modern builds if they have character to them. I don't there's some modern to me that's just falls flat. So I don't mind so much as long as there is a style, and then you can furnish around that style. But I don't necessarily have a pick. I have this thing where I call them happy houses. So natural light is super important to me. But other than that, I just think do I want to have my first Christmas with a kid in here? That's kind of how I think about things. And so I don't know yet. I'll let you know where I land. But there's a lot of good options on both sides.
Is your goal still to have a house before the baby's born, or do you think you'll hang out here until August? I guess the baby won't be born in August, but
I gotta have a house. There's this thing called nesting. Have you heard of it?
Well, I've heard of nesting for birds, but
yeah. So when I first heard of nesting, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, it's when you sit and just let the egg kind of bloom. And they're like, no, nesting is when you start psycho-organizing. So I have this friend, Katie Beach, who is, her baby's almost due. And so she posted yesterday, what level of nesting are you in? And she's repotting her plants. And she's like, I'm repotting all my plants so my kid doesn't think I'm a bad caregiver. And you start to become really obsessed. And so you it's the third trimester, which I'm almost in, and you start to fold and then fold again. All the baby's clothes, and you want everything to be perfect. And your motherhood instincts really kick in. And so I feel like I'm suppressing that part of me because I don't have the nursery. So
Yeah.
I really like, I'm craving nesting and like getting ready for her. And I can't do that yet without the house. So my goal is to have it like by somewhere in July. We got to have it.
Wait, do you guys have a name picked out yet? And if so, are you telling the public or are you going to wait? I don't know how people do that. Like, do people usually tell the names before the baby's born?
Some people do. Like, there's so many baby showers that have like, you know, like they'll have the baby's name. And I envy those people because for the life of me, like at first I was like, I love Harper, you know, and then I loved Maxine, and then I loved Tatum, and then I like Hadley. So I don't know it yet. I would totally say it if I knew, but I think what I'm going to do is get it down to like 3 or 4. And then when I see her, hope that one of them like looks like her.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, the other thing I want to do is go back to my family trees on both sides and look at like all the names that are in there and see if there's one in there that sticks out. Because I don't know.
It's so wild that you give birth to a child, then you name it a name that it will be that for the rest of its life.
Forever. And it's like, you can't name it something like funky and trendy right now. Because then and this kid's going to turn 10, you know, and then 20 and then 30. And so, I don't know. I want to give it like a good, solid name. So I'm just trying to think. So I don't know.
It still kills me when people name their kids like old men names like Carl or like Bob. Like that to me is such an odd name, or Doug.
Right. There's some old names that I like love, right? That I would like totally bring back. And then there's some where I'm like, let's just put that one to bed.
Yes. I really like Tatum. That's a really cute name.
I know. I love it. And I love that. I love Tate for short. Like I really do love it. Right now I call her Tater Tot in the tummy. But now I'm kind of like, I don't know if that'll stick. So we'll see.
I mean, it could. I feel like your pregnancy is going by so quickly. Like when you told me you were almost in your 3rd trimester, I was like, didn't you just get pregnant 2 weeks ago? What?
You do not feel like it is going quickly.
You're like, are you kidding me?
I feel like, I thought about this the other day. I was like, I wonder if, because there's sometimes where people will post, I'm pregnant, and then I swear it's been a month, and I'm like, you had the kid?
Right?
Yeah, and then there's some where I'm like, she cannot still be pregnant. We are not still. And I feel like I'm one of those people that's like, she's not still pregnant. But maybe, hopefully it's just me, because I feel like yesterday was 3 days in one, I swear.
I thought of you the other day because someone made a TikTok about Sophia Richie being pregnant, and she's just like the cutest, most perfect little thing. And I'm like,
I'm just not having that experience.
Like, Alex is not having a Sophia Richie pregnancy.
I know. I swear my second one, everyone's like, if you have a bad pregnancy, the birth's easy. I'm like, the birth is 30 hours. The pregnancy is 9 months. I'll take a terrible birth for a good pregnancy, people. I'll trade you. But I think my second one, fingers crossed, would be easier. Maybe. I don't know. This one's this one is kicking my butt. We are sick all the time.
I feel like you live in the bathroom.
I do. I really do. And but I just decided that's just going to be the 9 months. Like, I don't think there's a day where I feel better because it hasn't happened yet. So,
And do you have the exact day the baby's due?
September 22nd, but I guess it's rare that you hit that, but that's like the date.
So a Libra baby.
Yeah.
Or a Virgo baby.
Which one is that?
So I believe Libra season starts on the 21st and it's Virgo before.
Okay.
So you're either going to have a Virgo baby or a Libra baby. I don't know any Libra girls, but I do like Virgo girls a lot. One of my good friends is a Virgo.
You don't know any Libra girls? That seems crazy to me.
I only know Libra men. All of my ex-boyfriends are Libras.
You don't know? That's so... And Libra is the one that starts after September?
Yeah.
It's 21st?
And Pete's a Virgo, but he's a guy, so it's so different.
That's so funny. Okay, well, speaking of birthdays, I have a billion questions to ask you about your birthday.
I know because, we're recording the day before my birthday, but when this episode comes out, it will be 3 days after my birthday.
It'll be 3 days after.
So 29 on almost.
Okay. So I want to know how the birthday dinner was, and then do you have any, like, what about Pete? Because this is like your first. This is the first real birthday with Pete.
Yeah. So I feel like the older you get, the less you just really want to celebrate birthday. Not from the fact that I'm avoiding it. It's just, 20 29, whatever. 30, I'll do something big, but 29.
30 will be so fun.
Yeah, like my first birthday in New York, obviously I went big because it was New York City. Then my second one was a little bit quieter. My third was just like a dinner. This year, I literally had dinner with a couple of my girlfriends. We went to Mexican Cantina, which is like in Hell's Kitchen. It's just like a cheesy birthday place.
I love that. I love that.
I just want a guac, margaritas, and a place that gives you dessert for your birthday.
Yeah, it's a simple request, which is really nice.
Yeah, so I did that. And then for my actual birthday, my parents asked me if I could babysit Elroy. So I'm going to Rhode Island with Pete, and my parents will be there for my actual birthday, but the next day they're going to Connecticut for a wedding. So the rest of the weekend we'll be babysitting Elroy. But my only request is I want to wake up, walk to my favorite coffee shop, play pickleball, and then we were going to go to my favorite restaurant in Rhode Island, but it started on fire. So we're going to a different restaurant.
Oh, no.
I know. My mom was like, Jordyn, I'm not kidding when I tell you this, but it's called 210 Oyster Bar. Yeah, the 210 Oyster Bar. And my mom's like, their kitchen started on fire or something. So she's like, we're going to have to pick a different place. So that's going to be like my whole birthday thing.
But the best part about that is like you get to see your parents, and then you and Pete get to hang out by yourselves there.
Exactly. My parents leave the next day. We get the whole cottage to ourselves. Elsie's like the cutest little thing we take care of. We'll go to the beach. It'll be a blast.
It's perfect for 29.
I know. That's like all I wanted to do, because my birthday really stresses me out because I want it to be like well planned and perfect, and I just kind of gave up on that. So I'm like, you know what? If I'm not around for my birthday, that will make me happy.
Yeah. And okay, wait, what do you think Pete got you?
So,
because did you call the Marc Jacobs back for Christmas, or did you tell him you wanted it?
No, he saw one of my TikToks. Yeah.
Yes. Because he's a good gift giver.
Yes. So when we went to West Palm, he paid for the majority of that trip, and that was my birthday present. So okay. I wasn't supposed to get anything. But then a few days ago, he was like, you have 2 more things coming, and I won't know what they are until Sunday. So the day before we record, so I'll have to tell you guys next week because it got delayed. So it won't be here until we get back from Rhode Island.
Oh, okay. But he got you 2 more things. I always think, I've given up on saying this will be your birthday gift, and if it's ahead of time, because then you always have to kind of get something else, it's like never really a birthday gift. So I love that he still got you, like he wasn't like, nope, West Palm was your gift. He like something to open, I think is really cute.
Yeah, because I told him, I was like, I'd much rather just do experiences for our birthday because then we can like both use them. Yeah. And then he was like, I got you 2 more things. And I'm like, and I have no idea what they'll be because there's not anything where I'm like, oh, I really want this. Usually if I want something, I just buy it because I'm impulsive.
Right.
And I have no idea. I like genuinely could not tell you what it is.
Oh, I wonder. Okay, I can't wait to hear what he got you. Yeah, I couldn't even like guess.
All I know is it's coming in 2. Like it's a 2-part gift.
Okay, so it's but it's they're related.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're easy to shop for. Like Julie sent me she sent me she's like, I might get something because we got you something together. And she was like, I might get you something this. And I was like, immediately was like, this is the no-brainer of the birthday present right here. And I sent her like 3 things. And I was like, I think, so like, I bet Pete nailed it because you kind of drop, like, okay, so when you want the Marc Jacobs bag, you do say that type thing. Other than that though, like you do have your things that you like love and you really love them.
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty obvious about what I love and what I don't like. Like I'm that person where I'm like, I love this so much, I hate this.
Yeah.
And also when you have social media, you like talk about what you like all the time, so you can get a general idea.
Yeah, it's not that difficult to find like like I feel like we could pick a random person of your followers and be like, what would you give her for your birthday? And they would like nail it. This episode is presented by BetterHelp because there's nothing more important, you guys, than your mental health and taking care of yourself. As Jordyn and I always talk about, we love therapy. We are huge advocates of therapy because you never know what life might throw at you. And the summer is no excuse to take time off of that. In fact, it's probably time to pay more attention to your mental health. So Always focus on your mental health. And the good news with BetterHelp is it's convenient, entirely online, and you can switch licensed therapists at any given time. So there's no excuses. And it is designed for it to be convenient and to make therapy easy for you, because therapy should not be a burden. It should help you with your burden. So go to betterhelp.com/meangirl to get 10% off your first month and get on your way to being your best self. That's 10% off at BetterHelp, betterhelp.com/meangirl. Give it a try today.
Like, that's how you were. I remember last year I was like, NASCAR, PBR, or Yellowstone. Which one is it going to be?
It's too easy. Yeah, exactly. People have they're easy to give for, which is nice.
Yeah. So I'm excited for my birthday. I love Rhode Island. So I'm just excited to get away and drink some wine and just chill with Elroy, Pete, my parents. Like, that's really all I want. So I'm pumped.
Yeah, I think it sounds like the best 29th birthday. Like, it's perfect for 29. 30, you can do something totally different, but like 29, that sounds, I'm jealous. Like, relaxing.
I know. And you're going to be 31 soon.
I can't believe that. That makes me like happy that I'm like I feel like 31 is, you can be a mom.
Oh my God, you're an adult when you're 31.
Totally. I'm like, I feel so much more adult now. I'm like, I can totally take care of a child. Like, I got this.
And I forget, is Harrison 35?
35. Yeah.
Okay. You guys are parents.
Yeah. He calls us the same age.
You're not.
I'm like, how old are they? And he's like, our age. And I'm like, no. They're either your age or they're my age, or they're somewhere in the middle, but they're not our age.
I am 5 years younger than you.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm a little baby compared to you, remember? Because I love that, like, makes me my feminine energy. So I like need that.
That's what I even do with Pete. I'm like, you're going to be 31. I'm still in my 20s.
Yeah, to be clear, I'm 25.
But I am excited for my 30th. I feel like 30 years old, like, you actually have the right to have a big birthday and no one can get mad about it.
Not at all. 30's huge, and 30 is so fun when all your friends celebrate it. Yeah. It's so funny, though. You might not live in New York for 30.
Alex, I won't live in New York when I'm 30. If I am, something went wrong.
Yeah, we need to call somebody if you still live there for having the same conversation at this time next year.
I know people are like, they always make jokes. They're like, well, what if? And I'll go, no, not what if. No, I'm leaving.
So wait, as of right now, where do you think you land?
Living wise?
Yeah, not Sarasota. What was the other one you were looking at above it? Tampa?
It's probably like St. Pete or Tampa area.
That's what it was. Yeah, and that's where you still think you'll land.
Yeah, because I just think about all the places where I could live, and I don't really want to do a big city anymore because New York kind of, I mean, been there, done that. I really want to live near the water, but all of the coastal towns on the Northeast to me are a little too quiet. Like, I'm not ready to live there when I'm 29, and I feel like the best place to live near the water where it's still a little hustle bustle to me is just Florida.
Totally agree with that.
Or California, but I'm not going to California.
Yeah. You never. I completely agree on the Florida thing. I think it's perfect for you.
Yeah, California is too far. I cannot stand Pacific Standard Time, and it's just as expensive as New York.
Yeah, it's really not solving any problems. I totally agree.
Pacific Standard Time actually, like, it's such an odd thing to me. Like, I truly feel like life is so behind when I'm in California, and it gives me anxiety.
It is. Like, there's nothing. You wake up, whenever I would be there when Harrison lived there, I would wake up and the world was on fire, I felt like.
Yes.
Like, yeah, like opening your laptop at 7, you weren't ahead.
No. I remember when you were even in Canada, I was like, poor Alex is going to wake up to like 50 text messages because they're also 3 hours behind, right?
Yes. So it's just like constantly, you're like, oh, like the one time zone where I never thought about time whenever I'm on Central Time Zone. Because you're central. You're kind of in the middle, so it's like you're always just like an hour off of somebody else. But those coasts, man, you're always like, there's so many times we'll send emails and we're like, they haven't woken up yet. Or if you're in LA time, you're like, oh my gosh, it's 8 p.m. for them. So like, I'm texting them so late. So it's like, and the two cities that work the most together, ironically, are New York and LA. And it's like that time change is such a thing.
Well, and it's hard too because I'm such a like morning person. So I go to bed really early, and we work with a lot of people on the West Coast, so I'll wake up to text and I'm like, sorry guys, I missed like your whole evening.
Yeah. That's okay,
I'm like, I went to bed at your time, like when it was 6 o'clock.
Right. And they're like, what? I know, it's funny. But the time change thing, it's so funny. When you're like in college, I never thought of a time zone in my life because the only thing that mattered was right where I was. And now the older you get and the more you work with people, you're like, wow, it really does matter.
Oh my God, yeah. Thankfully, like central to like you being in Austin and me being in New York isn't that crazy of an idea, but I think about like when you were in LA with Harrison, how hard it is to plan a work schedule because 3 hours, I mean, that is like a night and day difference when it comes to planning a recording or a meeting or anything. It's crazy.
Oh, no question. It's like impossible. And I think that, yeah, hopefully this is a little bit better. Because I would just wake up there and I'd be like, you don't have a morning, but you do have your nights then. But then it's like you have one or the other.
So last week we did Am I the Asshole question, and it went over really well. A lot of listeners DM'd us and were like, we love this. You guys should do more of them. So for the rest of this episode, we had people submit their biggest, craziest Am I the Asshole submissions. And we're going to read a few. And then you guys need to DM us, leave comments on the videos, and let us know what you think. So let's get into the first one.
Am I the asshole? I recently went to visit my boyfriend's family after almost a year since I saw them last. I had gotten to know them well over FaceTime and phone calls, but was only the second time I had been with them in person. Going back this time, though, I noticed how much my boyfriend kept warning me about how easily offended my sister could get. My first night there, my grandma also pulled me aside and warned me not to get on her bad side and that she keeps a list of everyone's wrong, down to the time and day. Now on the edge of my seat, I thought I was in no position to succeed. The next day, I got ready and went over to her house to help her prepare for the new baby, only to be welcomed with the silent treatment and her raging everywhere in her house. Without any explanation of what the heck was going on, she grabbed her keys and left for nearly an hour. Upon her return, tension was incredibly high and she did not make eye contact with me or talk to me for hours. I texted my boyfriend, who was out with his dad and brother-in-law, her husband, and I told them her sister was being really mean and rude to me for no apparent reason. When they returned, he mentioned how he could physically feel the tension between everyone. Later that day, he revealed to me that I posted a video on my Instagram story discussing the side effects that they are finding in babies from mothers getting epidurals due to them now using fentanyl as the primary pain medicine. I worked in pre- and postnatal therapy and have a significant amount of women who follow me on my personal account that have been clients of mine or are interested in keeping up with news on things like this. All of that to be said, I did think for a moment before I posted that if my sister-in-law saw that, she may or may not love that post, but I also wasn't sure how much she actually watched my stories in the first place. She is currently pregnant and has a toddler who has gotten an epidural when she had him. Am I the asshole for posting that IG story knowing it could upset her?
I think no. That sister-in-law sounds terrifying, but from you being pregnant, like, what do you think?
No. It is if we have to monitor, like everyone does things differently, and there's always new education coming out, and I don't see how, like, what if one of my friends was like, the only way to give birth is through a natural birth? I'd be like, listen, I want the epidural right when I get into the hospital, right then, and that's what I want versus that's what she wants, and they're different. She can post it and I can post it and it has nothing to do with me. Like, I can't stand it when people post stories and think it's like at you. It's like, it had nothing to do with you, honey.
No, literally. Also, if that is her area of expertise and she has a following due to that and giving women knowledge of that, she's just not supposed to ever post so she doesn't make you mad?
Yeah, I think that's actually a really good point. You're kind of the asshole if it's like random.
Yeah.
But the pre and postnatal, what was she, a doctor? Not a doctor. Pre and postnatal something. I worked in pre postnatal therapy and have a significant amount of women who follow my, please, by all means. I'm sure you post this stuff all the time.
That'd be like if she was a personal trainer and the sister-in-law was trying to lose weight, but then you like post a fact about losing weight that could be offensive, and she gets mad. It's like, that's her job. Also, can you imagine marrying into a family with a sister-in-law who writes down every reason she hates someone?
Yeah, you never want to be like, you don't want to have tabs kept on you. And listen, just be like, just right when she walks in the door, if you're so mad about it, be like, girl, Like, say something to her. Like, don't make her walk on eggshells.
Yeah, no. The sister-in-law just sounds like an asshole in general.
Yeah, and it sounds like everyone in the family knows it, so I just would not worry about it.
So it's terrifying.
It's crazy.
Also, I can read this next one because it's short.
Okay, read it. Perfect.
Am I the asshole? I pranked my boyfriend that I got a tattoo of his name on my rib. I got a fake tattoo last about a year. I didn't tell him it was fake, and he got my initials tattooed on him. I know this sounds crazy. I thought it'd be a funny prank. Didn't want him to get it too. Am I the asshole?
Yes. Oh, yes. Dang. No, you were really sweet at first. Like, I see what you were doing, but he was so sweet to go get it really tattooed on you, I think.
Also, what boyfriend would then, I mean, I guess if he's like, oh, I'm going to then surprise you, but it's like, how long did you let this prank go on for? Like, were you ever going to tell him it was temporary?
Right. Were you going to wait the entire year? Oh, no. Oh, why would you tell him it was real? Like, I get it. This is like so not malicious. Like, everyone is in good fun here, but you kind of are the asshole now.
One time, my dad, like back in the day when people were in sales, they went on sales trips all the time. And my mom hates tattoos. I mean, she trashes mine all the time. And my dad one time went on a sales trip, got a fake barbed wire around his arm, came back and was like, so I did something. I got a tattoo. And I remember I started crying because I was so upset because I knew how upset my mom would be. And my mom was so mad. And then he was like, just kidding. But she was like, that's like one of the only times I remember my mom being so mad.
So like that to me is fun. Like that's a prank.
That is a prank.
But the initials is like, oh shit, should I do something too? Like that's funny. Like a barbed wire is like, that's so insane that like, ha.
Right.
That's funny. But the initials.
Also, let's not get our partner's initials on our bodies without talking to each other. And also, isn't it like a curse to get matching tattoos or your partner's tattoos on yourself before you're married?
Yes. And you told me that. It is a curse to do. Well, I Googled it. And And then the other thing is like, I would think it would be an even crazier curse to lie about it. It's not like she lied. Like, I don't love that word because she meant it in good fun.
Or to get a temporary one, because it's like when it wears off, does that mean like that's a sign that the relationship's over?
Right. I'm like, oh, this is kind of sad. That's like a funny one. That's a great submission.
Yeah, I read that. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, the tattoos are permanent, honey. Yours isn't. But, like, the ones that you get, the real ones, it's not going anywhere for him. His is. And he meant it. And he only did it to be nice.
Sad.
Really
I wonder where
sad.
he got it, where he got him, or where he got the initials tattooed.
Yeah, please write back in. And just don't be too hard on yourself because it is funny. But, like, somebody has to be the asshole and it has to be you.
Right? Oh, God.
Let's talk about SKIMS because, you guys, SKIMS there's a couple of things I have to say about SKIMS. Number one, they make the perfect basic cotton t-shirts for summer, and we're all always looking for better basics. And the other thing is, if you're pregnant, I tried on the SKIMS dresses the other day. They are unbelievable. You can live in them. They stretch. They flatter your body. It is like too good to be true. Like Kim K truly nailed what she was trying to do. They're comfortable, they're classic, and they're timeless. So shop the SKIMS t-shirt. Shop their entire collection online at www.skims.com. Now available in sizes extra, extra small through 4X. We love inclusive branding. If you haven't yet, be sure to let them know that we sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the drop-down box, and then select Mean Girl Pod in the survey to select our show in the menu that follows. Okay, happy shopping at SKIMS and happy summer. Am I the asshole? I recently got engaged and have begun putting my guest list together and decided not to invite my mother to the wedding. Throughout my childhood and into college, she was verbally abusive. While in college, she would empty my bank account the day rent was due and wouldn't return the money until I threatened to call the cops. She then in turn threw out or burned all my belongings still at home in retaliation. I met my fiance in college right after getting out of a toxic 6-year relationship. My mom was more devastated than I was about the breakup. So when I started dating my fiance, she tried everything to break us up. She even gave my ex-boyfriend my new number and address, which led him to stalking me for almost a year, putting a huge strain on me and my new boyfriend, now fiance. Am I the asshole for not wanting to invite my mother to the wedding?
I don't think so.
No, this woman can't be trusted at the wedding. She tried to break you up.
Right? And this is your day. Also, can you imagine if she does this stuff outside of the wedding, what she'll do during the actual wedding?
Yeah, I think that you got to protect your peace at this wedding. And sorry, Mom, but like, there comes a point where like I do think like blood is blood, right? But like family does start to be earned, right?
Yes.
Like, behavior, it's no longer like guaranteed. Like when you were 5 and like you need your mom. Now everyone's behavior has to be earned and like treat people accordingly. And like this is not doing that. This is so far from it.
I feel like there's always a lot of controversy on if people who have bad relationships with their parents should invite them to the wedding or not. And I'm always a firm believer of, like you said, protect your peace. And if you don't have a good relationship with someone, don't invite them to what's supposed to be the most important day of your life.
She's burning. Like, this is the most extreme thing on the planet. She took your rent out, burned your belongings.
Almost broke you and your fiance up.
Yeah.
It's crazy, Mom.
Crazy. Like, you don't have to invite that person anywhere.
No, you are not the asshole. Your mom is the asshole.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that your mom's like that. That's so sad. Okay, do you want to read this next one? Do you want me to?
You can. It's long.
Okay. Am I the asshole? My sister has been with her boyfriend for about 2 years. I have been with my fiance for 6 years. We're getting married October 25th, 2025, so next year. Last year, my sister's boyfriend asked my dad for my sister's hand. He told him, "I'm not saying no, but now is not the time." Her boyfriend was buying a house, hated his job, and needed a new car and was in no place to buy a ring, start a family, etc. In April, my sister's boyfriend asked me where my fiance designed my ring. I sent him the link. He got back to me days later telling me he had gone with her friend to the jeweler and was getting the ball rolling. I suggested he speak with our dad since he is old school, and he said he understood. A few weeks go by, and he asked if I would be upset if my sister and I were engaged at the same time. I said yes, because I feel like I deserve my time just as she deserves hers, and he never responded. I found out this weekend he bought the ring and never talked to our dad. Am I the asshole to want to have my moment to not be engaged at the same time as my sister?
No, you are not the asshole. This guy is the asshole.
Yeah, so I think I think a couple things on this one. Number one, I think he's the asshole because he never replied to your text. And he never, like, it was like a very important text about like your feelings. And then I think also like, I think he needs to talk to your dad. Like, being engaged at the same time to me is like not even the point anymore. I feel like it's this guy just like running rampant and not like taking care of things.
He sounds like he's a little immature, and the fact that it's so important for the dad to give him his blessing and the dad didn't give him his blessing, but he's still trying to go forward with it. It's like, take a step back. What's the rush? You obviously need to get your life together. I don't think your future fiance is going anywhere. Just get your life together, and then when the time is right, ask for the blessing again, and then you guys can get engaged.
Yeah, like I think it's funny. Like there's just like so much going on. But I think it's so cute when sisters are engaged at the same time and they like embrace it and they like love it and they even have like a joint shower. I love that, but maybe that's not the relationship here. So no, I don't think you're the, you know what? I don't think you're ever the asshole if you're feeling, like I think your feelings can be valid.
I don't have a sister, but you best believe if I did, she could not get engaged the same time as me.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like there's only a few times in life when it can be about you. And I'm like, when I'm engaged, like it can overlap, I think, by a few months. But if it was probably like within a month, I'd be like, come on, you can't just wait like 3 months.
I agree with that. I definitely don't think they should be like back to back. But I do think if like, you're about to get married and she gets engaged like 2 or 3 months ahead of time, like no big deal.
I also think I hate when people do this. To like ask you for like your approval. Like he asked the sister if it's okay and she said no, but he still did it anyways. It's like you just asked to check a box.
Right. And then it's almost worse that way. It's a really good point. If you're going to ask, you have to be prepared to obey the answer. But then there's this saying, one time I posted, are you allowed to put your feet up if you're the first row on the airplane, where there's that wall?
Yeah.
And somebody responded and said, if you have to ask, you already know the answer. And I thought that applies pretty nicely to some situations.
Yeah, it does. I mean, he for sure was just asking, so later on he could be like, well, I asked your sister.
Yeah, and I said no, and then you didn't reply. Like, dude, you almost were good. Like, your head was in the right spot.
Right?
Yeah, he almost was not. Now he's the asshole, but he almost wasn't.
And now he pissed off the dad and his soon-to-be sister-in-law.
Yeah, so that's silly. That wasn't good. That's not a good move. Come on, man. You can do better than that. You really can.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. That's the only time I'm glad I don't have a sister is when it comes to engagements and weddings. I feel like, I don't know. What do you think? Well, you don't have a sister either. I was going to say, do you think there'd be like a lot of competition with like whose ring is bigger? Who's going to have the better wedding?
No, not at all. But like you and I aren't really competition oriented.
That's true.
But sisters, I could see how, like, I think it depends on your relationship. Like, I don't know, because I would imagine it would just be like a really sweet thing, but maybe not.
Yeah. I guess like the only times I've thought about or I've witnessed this is when girls do get engaged back to back. Then it's like, who's going to get married first? Who's going to have a kid first? And it's just like, oh my God, it's a race.
Yeah, I love watching like friend groups like where multiple of them are engaged at the same time and you can just tell there's no competition and they're like so supportive of each other. Like, yeah. I love that energy where I'm like, oh yeah, like they're posting about each other and they're like, she's got her dress, and then like, you know, they go with each other to find them. I think that's like the sweetest, because you never get to go back and treat people a different way. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's really sweet when people handle it that way.
Yeah, I definitely would not have an issue with like my best friend getting engaged at the same time as me. I would be just as happy. I think it'd be so fun to be engaged with your friend. But I don't know, sister would definitely have to be like a couple months.
Yeah, and it would depend on the relationship with the sister. Like, if notoriously you guys had fought, I could see that being like a really bad thing. But like, yeah, if you guys were best friends, then it'd be like the cutest thing ever, you know? So it's like, I don't know.
Do you have any personal Am I the Asshole stories?
Let me think. Do you?
I was trying to think of so many, and in every single one I'm like, pretty much they're all when I'm like younger and I'm like, yeah, I was a little asshole. Like, it's like with my family or my friends. I'm trying to think like I have like little ones where it's like budging someone in like TSA because they weren't paying attention, or like like stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I know. I was trying to think of one earlier, and it was with Harrison and I can't remember, but when I started saying it, I was like, oh, I was the asshole.
Yeah. Usually I'm like, yeah, I was the asshole.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can't think of any. I love these though, like so much.
Oh, I can read them all day. They're so fun.
Yeah, they're juicy. Okay, so I have some would you rathers for you.
Ooh, are these your the icebreaker questions that we talked about last week?
Yeah, so I have my icebreaker list, and then on Monday, Brittany and Jason Aldean posted these would you rathers, and it's hard to like keep my attention on Instagram with something like that usually, but I thought these were so good, so I wrote them down. I was like, this will be our icebreaker this week.
Ooh, I love would you rathers. Okay,
so would you rather have Cheeto fingers forever or wet socks for a year?
Oh, that's a good one.
I know.
Probably wet socks for a year because it's only a year. I can't stand when my hands are like, for people who don't wash their hands, I cannot stand like syrup on my hands or like chip dust or anything like that.
I also can't like a licking. No.
Right?
No.
Do you have to wear the socks every day?
Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine like walking in New York with wet socks all day?
No, it would suck. Like, I'm just imagining like squeegeeing and like water coming out and just being like, but I agree with you though. Just get it over with. Just the 1 year, get it over with.
If you can handle a 9-month pregnancy, you can handle wet socks for a year.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That's really put a year in perspective for me. I'm like, you got it.
That's a good one.
Okay, would you rather have wheels for feet or chopsticks for hands? I just imagine people skating around or just like chopping.
Wheels for feet for sure, because I don't think you could pick anything up with chopsticks, but wheels, can you imagine how fast you could go?
Just imagine. Jason said the same thing. He was like, wheels for feet for sure, because like chopsticks only helpful with sushi.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you pick?
Definitely wheels for feet. Like, I could do Cheetos for hands. Like, I'm not so sold. Like, that one I could argue a bit more, but this one is for sure wheels for feet. Yeah.
I love that. Like, I can just picture like Jason Aldean being like, I love wheels for my feet.
Yeah. He's like, that's a good one. He's so funny. He cracks me up. Okay. Would you rather fight Mike Tyson once or talk like him for the rest of your life?
Or talk like him?
For the rest of your life.
That was good.
Thank you.
Fight him? Oh my God, how long is the fight? And do I have to suffer?
I would imagine you're getting knocked out. Like, I would just hope he would just. So it's basically like, do you want to get knocked the F out by Mike in 10 seconds and be like, I don't know, a concussion for sure? I worry if he could kill you.
My only fear, that's my fear is like dying or like brain injury or like having a fucked up face. Like,
I know.
You go in there, broken nose, like, ugh.
But the problem is, if I pick talking like him for the rest of my life, I just would always wonder, why didn't I just get in the ring and just take that hit?
You might talk like him for the rest of your life if you get hit wrong.
It's so true. There's like so much risk with it, but I think I would always wonder. This one to me was the hardest. I'm like, I think I fight him once.
Maybe he'd be gentle with us, but I think I'd fight him once too because I don't want to talk like him for the rest of my life.
No, I just that one. It's like it'd be lingering. Like, what if?
That's a good one.
Isn't that good? I know. I don't know who thought of those questions for them, but they were like so juicy. I was like, these are good.
I've heard another really good one. So if you had a fairy godmother who would do one thing for you for the rest of your life, like it could be like a chore, like you would never have to vacuum, never have to put the dishes away, do laundry, do your makeup, like anything, what would you pick? This question like satisfied me knowing that I would never have to do this anymore.
What was your answer?
Mine was doing laundry.
Okay.
I hate laundry only from the aspect of like you have to be stuck in one place when you're doing it. You can't like leave and it takes like 2 hours.
Laundry's a life runner. I agree. It's so tedious. But you know what kills me? It also though is like the returning of boxes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
So I just kind of wish I could do like a little pile of like, hey, these are returns. But laundry's like so much more. I love dishes. So I'm okay with I think you like dishes too. Don't you do the dishes?
Yeah.
Laundry's good. I like cooking. Yeah.
I like the return. That's a good one.
Yeah, I think I'm going on return. Yeah, I think that'll be mine. I love your laundry, but I'm going to go return, like box returning.
Man, if I had the return one, though, my online shopping would be out of control.
Just knowing, like right now I have 3 things to ship back, and it's just like print the label, take it, the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, that's a no for me.
Yeah, I agree. It's like it's like why I think Revolve does so well is Revolve gives you the label. So that's some of those ones that make you got to go click online and they make it hard to return. I think people are actually less likely to return.
I think that's where they do it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so mean.
But with Amazon, I'm more likely to buy something from Amazon because I know if I don't like it, the return thing is so easy to do.
It's so easy. Amazon has changed shipping forever.
Amazon has changed our lives.
Yeah, you can get anything so fast. I think there's a fulfillment center in Austin because like I'll order something in the morning and it is there at like 4 or 5 p.m.
Oh my God. I ordered something last night and it says it's already going to be like by the time we're done recording and I'm back in my apartment, it'll be there.
That's crazy. I'm excited for when they figure out the drone package dropping and it's like immediate.
That's a thing?
Well, I think they've like tested it. I just don't know how safe it is because like there's packages coming. So it's really
shreddy
big.
packages.
Yeah, death by package. I don't know if it like comes to your door. I think it drops them. So it's like, I don't know. I think there could be so much room for error there, but we'll see. I'm sure someone will figure it out.
I'm dead. What is your rec for this week?
I wrote it down because I can't remember what it is. What's yours?
So I tried to do something a little different, just because I feel like I always do TV shows. So I I have like 2 skincare things that I really like. So First Aid Beauty I've used since I think I was in college, but I just started getting back on their train because their stuff, oh my God, it is so great for all skin types. I have dry skin. I've just been loving all their products. Also, I get really bad like chicken skin or like that KP, which is the little bumpies on your arm. And their KP product I use like religiously in the summer because it's like one of my biggest insecurities, and it truly helps my bumps go away. And it's like the only product that I can find. So they're like KP. If you struggle with any like KP or chicken skin, their product is God's gift to earth.
That's genius that somebody actually made one that works, because like so many people have that.
Yeah, and they always say like you'll grow out of it, or like some people are like you get it when you're pregnant a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm 29 and I've not grown out of it.
Yeah, you're like, I just have it.
So I've been using that product like I said religiously now that it's summer too, and it's game changing.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So mine is also a skin thing. It's Hatch baby oil, so it helps with stretch marks, like because your skin will start to really itch. And so I got it on Amazon. But I just rub it on me like twice a day on like my boobs because they're growing, and then my like belly because it's obviously growing, and it just like stops the itching and apparently helps with stretch marks. So fingers crossed, we'll see.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's a good one. Yeah, I know. I feel like all we do is share TV shows, so hopefully people like these makeup recs. Oh, and then my other one is because I get a lot of questions on this. It's this my eyebrow gel is Make Beauty eyebrow gel, and they have clear, which I think you would love, and then they have brown, which I use, and it's my favorite eyebrow gel thing I've ever used. And it's Make Beauty.
That's amazing. Make, like MAKE.
Yeah, I saw Hannah Eve post about it on her TikTok, so I was like, I need to try this because we have the same color hair kind of, and I'm obsessed with it.
Oh, amazing. Okay, that's a great rec. Good.
So yes, you should not that you have bad eyebrows. I love your eyebrows, but if you need a new eyebrow thing, the clear one.
I haven't dyed my eyebrows. Like I've just let life go, but I haven't dyed them in maybe like 4 months, and they're getting so blonde. So one day I'll dye them again.
Okay, guys, let us know about your thoughts on all the Am I the Asshole prompts that we talked about. Send us more. Send us your listener questions, and we will talk to you guys next week.
Okay, talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Okay, that's it for today's episode. As always, thank you for listening to Mean Girl Pod, powered by Just Media House. I'm Alex Bennett.
And I'm Jordyn Woodruff. So, AB, do what you do best.
If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, rate, and review. We are at Mean Girl Pod on all platforms. Stay connected with us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Snapchat at Mean Girl Pod. Podcast and social artwork and post-production by Creative Evolution Studios. Theme song to the Mean Girl Pod performed by Sergi Asbel. Mean Girl Pod, we're your besties in your ear. New episodes every Monday.